A very warm welcome in the course of numerical methods, and in this particular module now we are going to learn one topic, that how to find out the missing term in a particular given information. So obviously this is not like the interpolation what we are going to learn, but this process is having one restriction, that if the given data set is equispaced, then only the following process what we are going to learn can be applicable. This is the first information. And the second information is that it is not that in any of the intermediate values in the whole range we are going to find out the functional value. Basically you can think like this: suppose you have collected 5 equispaced data from the independent variables point of view, and correspondingly they are functional values, but by any means, suppose for those 5 independent variables values, you have to get 5 values of the dependent variable from the experimental data, but by any means you missed one of them. So if you missed one of them, then for the next process you will not be able to proceed further. If you skip that value, then your system will not remain as equispaced data, and if you write something arbitrarily over here, then also it will be calculating or containing a huge error. So this is the very important part to learn, that how to find out that missing term in some logical accepted manner from mathematical point of view. So this is the class target for today. So suppose we are having the information set as x, fx, and in case of x the values we are getting as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously it is very much clear to you that they are equispaced data, and their corresponding functional values from the experiment what you got as 1, 3, 9, but they are the value you have missed, and suppose it is 81. So using this data set, whatever the job you are going to do, you need the value over here. So before proceeding for any further purpose, we are now trying to find out this particular value in some logical manner. This is the whole target of finding out the missing terms. So now what we can see, that we have here how many values? We have 4 values of fx. And then we can assume that fx is a polynomial of degree. Yes, can you predict? Obviously that it is going to be a polynomial of degree 3, because we know that if we have n plus 1 number of data, then the maximum degree of the polynomial what can be generated by using those are of degree 3. And parallelly we also know, if we take the forward difference, if you can recall the forward difference construction table, that if there are 4 data, then first order 3, second order 2, third order 1. So after that, obviously all the next orders will be having 0. So here also we are going to get that for this any polynomial of degree 3, we get del 4 fx is equal to 0, as well as we know that the relationship that forward difference operator is equivalent to E minus I, where E is the shift operator and I is the identity operator. So we can write it here as E minus I whole to the power 4 fx is equal to 0. Now the problem becomes very much straightforward. Just our job is to expand this one and then apply the next techniques. Obviously I will show it to you. So here it will start from e to the power 4 minus 4e cube, just I am expanding this, plus 6e square, then minus 4e plus I on fx, which is equal to 0, and after that if I apply it on fx, then I can write it as e to the power 4 fx minus 4e cube fx plus 6 e square fx minus 4e fx plus fx is equal to 0. Now the next and the most important line, what I am going to do here, that we are going to put x is equal to x0, and here x0 is equal to 0. So if we put x equal to x0, then what we will get, e to the power 4 fx. So actually we know that shift operator, if I write the problem over here just so that we can connect it with this calculation, then e to the power 4 fx will keep f of x plus 4. Basically it is f of x plus 4h, and here we can see that the value of h is 1 because we can identify that the gap is 1, so it will be f of x plus 4, then minus 4 f of x plus 3, then plus 6 f of x plus 2, then minus 4 f of x plus 1 plus fx is equal to 0, and if we put x equal to 0 over there, then what we will get, then we get, here I am writing f of, if I put x equal to 0, f of 4, then minus 4 f of 3 plus 6 f of 2 minus 4 f of 1 plus f of 0 is equal to 0. Now go back to the table, and in this table it is very much clear that f of 4 is known to us, it is 81, but f of 3 is not known to us, so I have to keep it as minus 4 f3 plus 6 f2, then that means 6 into 9 minus 4 f1, that is 4 into 3, then plus f0, that is 1, is equal to 0. So is it not very much clear to us that in this particular relationship only f3 is not known to us? So if I simplify it, we will get 4 f3 is equal to 124, and from this I will get f3 is equal to 31, which was the missing value for our problem. So what we have used that how many values are known to us, depending on that the degree of the polynomial is decided. After that, forward difference operator on that degree, at what step it will be coming as 0, we have to write that one. Then I have used this relationship between shift operator and forward difference operator, and then expanding that one along with the value h equal to 1, we get this result. Now I am going to show you one more important part from this. What was the table we had? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here the values what we got as 1, 3, 9, and the value was not known, and it is 81. So I am assuming it, suppose that this not known, the value which is not known to us, I am assuming it as suppose p. So when we are taking forward difference operator for first order, what we get, 3 minus 1, that is 2, 9 minus 3, that is 6, then it will be p minus 9, and it will be 81 minus p. We don't know the value of p, that is why we have to use it like this. Then I am moving for second order forward difference operator on y. So it will be 6 minus 2, that is 4, and it will be p minus 9 minus 6. So it will be p minus 15. The next one will be 81 minus p plus 9, that is 90 minus 2p. After that, when I am going for del 3y, it will be p minus 15 minus 4, that is p minus 19, and this one will be 90 minus 2p minus p minus minus plus 15. So it will be 105 minus 3p. Next, when I am moving for del 4y, look at this. I can write it as 105 minus 3p minus p minus minus plus 19, that is 124 minus 4p, and as we are having 4 values over here which are known to us, it gives us the information that del 4y what we got is equal to 0. I am using the same logic, that is del 4 fx is equal to 0 as it is degree 3, so it will be also del 4y is equal to 0, and from this we can write that as the polynomial is of degree 3, we can treat del 4y is equal to 0, which gives us 124 minus 4p is equal to 0, which gives us p is equal to 31, and I think all of you are able to identify that we may adopt it two different processes apparently, but in both the cases we are getting the value of the missing term is same, that is 31. So now we are moving further for another problem, and this problem is like this. Find the missing term from the following table. And the table is given like this one. Zero, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25, and the corresponding functional values what we have, it is 6, then 10, it is not known to us, it is 17, then again another term is missing and it is 31. So what is the basic difference between this problem and the previous problem is that here we are getting two terms are missing, but here also we are using the same philosophy, that here we have 4 values known to us, so we take it as cubic polynomial, that means a polynomial of degree 3. Okay, so as per the previous problem, we will proceed in the same manner, that del 4y will be taken as 0, and obviously in the initial term we will take del 4y 0 is equal to 0, and also we can write del 4y as 1 is also equal to 0. Please try to identify that if I have the same structure like this, So if I put x equal to x0, then we will go for up to the next to last term, and if I start it from the next one, that is x1, then I will get all the values. So we are going to use these two terms, these two fundamental statements, and from these we are actually going to get two equations containing, if you take it as y0, y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5. So you are going to get two equations containing y2 and y4, and then I am not going to solve it, I am just giving you the scheme, and solve it to get the value of y2 and y4. But fundamentally we are going to make the same thing for this problem also, because when you are going to use the first equation, you are going to get, I am just giving you for this so that you can match it after your practice, that is y4 minus 4y cube, sorry, y3 plus 6y2 minus 4y1 plus y0 is equal to 0, as well as if you are putting y1, look at this, it will start from y0, it will end at y4. So y0 to y4, and that for when we are putting for y1, del for y1, then the next equation what you are going to get as y5 minus 4y4 plus 6y3 minus 4y2 plus y1 is equal to 0. So obviously, as y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, among these 6 values, 2 are not known. So we will get, after substituting these values over here, 2 equations, and after that solving these 2 equations, just check whether you are going to get the value of y2 and y4 as in the final result as 13.25, as well as for y4 it is 22.50. So this is the whole process what you can follow for finding out missing terms. One more information I want to share to you, that is, yes, it is true that both the methods are applicable for finding out these missing terms, but this one, that is the first one, will take less amount of time and less effort than the second process. So if it is only one term is missing, then also you can take any one of these two, but if there are problems where two terms are missing, then it will be easier and beneficial for you to perform it. So finally, I want to say that please go through these reference books, and then you will get so many problems for your own practice and also concept building. And there is one more problem. We are having two problems basically, where in the first problem one term is missing, and in the second problem two terms are missing. So please try to find out the result of these two problems as soon as possible. And finally, I want to thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.